Impacting thousands of you this morning is storm cleanup. That round of severe weather that we saw Sunday is still being felt all over the place. Take a look at this. This is the Sycamore Creek subdivision in Linden, and they've still really been going through it.
Right. The people that are living there have been blocked by that massive tree you can see right there that fell during the storm. Right now, there was no way in and no way out. Jim is outside the subdivision. Jim, we just, within the last 10 minutes, got some good news about what's going on there.
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad in a situation like this, Eric and Haley. And the good news is, as you can see, lights have started to come back on inside the subdivision. Power has been restored to an extent, but we were able to talk with a couple of people who have come up to the entrance of the subdivision this morning, and they said they could really wait on the lights. What they want is to be able to get out of their subdivision. As you can see, they still cannot do that. Power lines draped across the front. This is still blocked off. This is the only entrance or exit to the Sycamore Creek subdivision. And I'll tell you what, we have seen probably 5 or 6 people drive this entrance, look to get out, and have to sadly turn their cars around and go back home. That's been a reality for the last 24 hours for the people here at the Sycamore Creek subdivision. And it's all because of the heavy winds that we saw during these storms. We've seen trees in Linden fall down, and I'm talking about just branches. I'm talking about full-on trees coming down, uprooted, and tearing down power lines. That's what LG&E crews have had to be working for the last 24 hours as they try to restore power throughout the area. The residents here at Sycamore Creek told us that last night they were really having to try to come up with some pretty unique ways to try to entertain themselves without any power.
We went into one neighbor's house and put candles on, and we sat there and kind of watched our phones till they died. Everybody's coming together and everybody's just, hi, how are you doing? And we're meeting new neighbors that we haven't met before.
The residents also told bikes to try to get to the store to get some food, calling Ubers to come pick them up in front of the subdivision so that they can try to get out for a little bit. Now, we will be out to LG here to try to get an update on the situation. Obviously, again, lights are still on, and lights have come on probably in the last 10 minutes. But this is the big problem. Whether or not residents will be able to get out of their subdivision, that's what we'll have to wait and see as the day continues.
Some good news there that we're able to see things, but you did mention 1,300 people are still without power in the Linden area, despite that specific area where you are coming back on. But you know, if we take a bigger look at all of LG&E's coverage area, there's still more than 6,100 outages. Most of those are in Jefferson County. The good news is, though, that number is down significantly. It was at 22,000 at one point on Sunday. Now, people didn't just lose power. The storms were deadly. We know of one confirmed death that happened in Indiana, specifically in Martin County, where a tornado hit a home there and killed one man and injured another. That picture that's on your screen was taken by somebody who lives in the area, and it shows what that tornado looked like as it just roared toward some of the homes there. Emergency teams say they have about 3 miles of damage.
And down in Hardin County, the high winds flattened cornfields, ripped off roofs, even lifted vehicles. The National Weather Service says the flattening of the corn and the direction in which debris was scattered are key indicators of tornado. It's something that homeowner John Key also observed.
Front porch ended up in the backyard, and part of the back patio ended up in the front yard. There's definitely a tornado. The corn's laying down 2 different directions, and you can tell it was swirling.
No injuries were reported in Hardin County.
What this really illustrates and underscores is summer storms can bring a lot of unpredictability because of the warm air. It can hold on to a lot of moisture. We urge you to download the WHAS11 app, and you can track the weather right from your home or your phone, wherever you are, with our live radar feature.
All right, let's get to some more local news now. This morning, police are looking for 2 suspects in 2 separate shootings where 2 men died. The first happened around 7:15 last night in the Russell neighborhood. Police were called to the Platinum Food Mart at 10th and Broadway. The officers there found a man with gunshot wounds. He died at the scene. The man was outside when police arrived, but investigators are still working to find out whether the shooting happened there or inside the store.
And about 15 minutes later, officers were called to 26 in Madison, also in the Russell neighborhood. When they got there, they found a man who'd been shot. He died at that scene. Right now, there are no suspects in either of these shootings. Major Nick Owen with the LMPD says they need people to come forward with information.
This has occurred in broad daylight, a heavily trafficked area. So I'm pretty confident there are witnesses. I would encourage those witnesses to step forward, contact 574 LMPD, and give us any information you can to help us make an arrest in this case.
Another note here, police say they do not believe the shootings are related.
A Shively man has pleaded guilty to killing his wife and shooting one of his children. In court yesterday, Ronald Burdett pleaded guilty to murder, assault, and wanton endangerment. Burdett admitted to shooting and killing his wife before turning the gun on his 11-year-old twins. His daughter was injured after being shot, but his son wasn't hurt. This incident happened in July of 2022. The twins were the ones to call 911. The recommended sentence for Burdett is at least 25 years. He'll be sentenced in August.
Old National Bank opened the new doors to its new downtown branch after a mass shooting at its Preston Point location back in April. 5 people were killed when an employee came into the building and opened fire. The new branch is in the tallest building in all of Kentucky. It's the Mercer building right there on 4th and Market after leaving its Preston Point office, as we mentioned. The new banking center is on the first floor of the building. It was previously occupied by Stockyards Bank and Trust. The branch is open from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Also today, there's a fundraiser set to benefit Officer Nicholas Wilt. He's, of course, the LMPD officer that was shot in his head while responding to the Old National Bank mass shooting. That fundraiser is going to be at the Golden Nugget Tavern on Hikes Lane. It starts at 5 o'clock. There's going to be a raffle, a silent auction, and a Dunk a Cop booth.